HelloFresh takes the guesswork and the extra hassle out of planning and preparing delicious meals for dinner. America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh gives you over 40 recipes to choose from each week. And then your farm-fresh, pre-portioned seasonal ingredients arrive at your doorstep with simple instructions to help you feel like the master chef of your kitchen. And did you know that HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout? HelloFresh has been an awesome addition to our household's dinner routine. We all get involved and cook together, following the pictured step-by-step instructions. It's a fun quality time, and the meals are delicious. Give it a try and see for yourself. Go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, to get 50% off plus free shipping, go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Welcome to the Having It All podcast, the show about what it takes to live an abundant, loving life. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I'm helping you get out of your head so that you can truly have it all. Let's do it. What's up? What's up? Matthew Bivens here, and welcome to the podcast. I am so excited that you're here hanging out with me, and I'm actually feeling very inspired. I'm feeling inspired right now by people who are showing up for themselves. So for you, I'm just inspired by you being intentional about doing something for you. Whether it's for your growth, your transformation, your healing, or just for entertainment, whatever it is, simply taking time for you. You know, it's so easy for us to spend all of our energy in a day giving to others. You know, we give to our coworkers and our kids and our spouses and our family and our clients and our customers and our community. We give. I mean, if you're anything like me, then saying yes comes easy, and putting others first can come easy as well at times. But it's still so incredibly important that you take time to replenish yourself, you know, replenish your energy, replenish your life force. I like to use the word or the phrase, fill your tank up. And it's from the small things to the big things, like taking 10 minutes out of your day to meditate before you know you're about to jump into a crazy, crazy schedule. Or maybe something big like leaving a relationship that's toxic. Any action where you're intentionally honoring yourself and making deposits is inspiring. So I thank you for doing that. You're doing it right now. I thank you for doing it today and throughout your week. And keep it up. Keep it up. So I got a cool episode for you today, and I'm excited to share what inspired it. I'm talking about what does it look like for you to create your ideal life right now. Right now. Because I think often we get into this planning phase for creating what we want to experience in our lives. We think about, okay, when I have this sort of house, or when my family's doing this, or my finances are doing this, you know, we put visions out there and intentions out there for what we want our ideal life to look like. But we miss the present moment. We miss what we can do now to create it and to experience it. So I want to talk about that. But first, let's jump into a little bit of magic. I had some cool magic today, a moment where I inspired myself to do something powerful. You know, that's what magic is. It's when we inspire ourselves, other people, or life itself to create amazing things, to do amazing things. And so my wife and I are running the Peachtree Road Race here in Atlanta on July 4th. And so we went to this expo thing downtown to pick up our race bibs. And after we got our numbers, they have booths, set up, and people are promoting their products and services. And so I'm walking through, and the U.S. Army has a station set up, and they've got a pull-up bar. They actually have like 3 or 4 pull-up bars, and they have mats laid out on the floor. And then on a whiteboard, it says record for the day: pull-ups 20, push-ups 65. And I'm wearing my flip-flops. I'm wearing just like a t-shirt. I'm not really dressed for any sort of exercise, but as I'm walking by, the guy sees me looking at the pull-up bars and sees me checking out that score, and he's like, "Hey, you want to come give it a shot?" And I'm like, and I kind of walked a little bit, and another guy was like, "Yeah, come on in. I see you're looking at the board." So I decided to go for it. And for me, I wanted to hit that 20 pull-up goal. I've never done 20 pull-ups in a row before. So kicked off my sandals. Actually, I filled out my voucher in case I hurt myself or something. I had to sign a piece of paper, and then kicked off my sandals. I asked the gentleman. I said, what sort of grip or what sort of form? He's like, whatever you want. So I jumped on the bar and just started cranking away. And it was funny because my adrenaline really spiked when I was filling out that form, and I knew I was about to do something physically exerting. So I got a little anxious and nervous and excited. But I cranked out 18 pull-ups. I just barely got my chin to the bar on that 18th pull-up. And that was it. That was my number for today. And the magic in that is actually a couple of pieces wrapped in. First of all, just stopping at the booth and going for it. That's not something I maybe would have done 5 or 10 years ago. I probably would have just walked by, assumed I couldn't do it, and not even tried. So influencing myself to stop at the booth and say, you know what, I'm going to go for it. And then cranking out 18 pull-ups. I'd never done 18 pull-ups before. I think my max I had done was 15. So I knocked out 3 more than I had ever done before. Totally unprepared, totally unexpecting to do it. And that was total magic for me. I walked away, and Sarah and I continued going through the expo, and I thought, man, I wonder if I could have done 2 more or 3 more to get the free t-shirt. Because when you break the record, you get a t-shirt. And so I said, you know what? Next year, I'm coming out next year. I'm going to get that record. And, I'm just inspired by me taking that step and performing pretty darn well. I think 18 pull-ups is pretty awesome. And the guy there, he gave me kudos for my form. Because he's like, you know what? Most people don't go all the way down and then all the way up. And that's just how I was taught. That's how I do my pull-ups. So, cranked out 18 great form pull-ups, and that was definitely some magic. So I wanted to share that with you, and you can check out all my magic on the Your Day Balance Game app. That's where I'm sharing it. And you can share yours as well. I'd love to see yours. HelloFresh takes the guesswork and the extra hassle out of planning and preparing delicious meals for dinner. America's #1 meal kit, HelloFresh gives you over 40 recipes to choose from each week. And then your farm-fresh, pre-portioned seasonal ingredients arrive at your doorstep with simple instructions to help you feel like the master chef of your kitchen. And did you know that HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout? HelloFresh has been an awesome addition to our household's dinner routine. We all get involved and cook together, following the pictured step-by-step instructions. It's a fun quality time, and the meals are delicious. Give it a try and see for yourself. Go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall for 50% off plus free shipping. Again, to get 50% off plus free shipping, go to HelloFresh.com/50havingitall and use code 50havingitall.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
I want to give some listener love now, and a little shout out to a recent listener who reached out to me on Instagram just to show some appreciation for the show. And so this goes out to you, Vashti. I appreciate your message on Instagram. I appreciate the words you had to say about the show. And you listened to the episode, it's actually the last episode published, 3 beliefs that have radically transformed my life. And you were just inspired and moved by the things that I had to share. If you haven't listened to that episode, go check it out, because I just talk about 3 fundamental beliefs that when I have adopted them and lived into them, it really changed how I viewed life and how I viewed the possibility of what I'm able to create. So go check that out. And Vashti, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for reaching out. If you want to reach out to me, there's a number of ways you can do it. I am on Instagram. I'm at Matthew_Bivens. Just know I don't really post on Instagram. I use it kind of to check out other people and look at stuff, and it's just a fun thing for me. But you can reach me through there. I am accessible through Instagram. Then you can also go to my website, MatthewBivens.com. There's a contact page, and you can get in touch with me there. Kind of let me know whatever it is you want to reach out about. If you want to say, hey, you have an idea for the show, if you want to give me some feedback on an episode, maybe you agreed with something or disagreed with something, all of it. I love it all. I'm welcome, or I'm open to it all. So do that. And once again, Vashti, thank you so much for reaching out. I appreciate that. So I want to give a quick little plug here to a really awesome tool that I have put together for you and made available on my website. It's called the Abundance Benchmark. And this is something that I've had and I have been using for a number of years now. The Abundance Benchmark is, like I said, it's a powerful tool that really helps you tap into abundance. You know, this show, Having It All, is about creating your abundant, loving life. And so this tool really helps you to align with abundance in the areas of life that matter most, those 6 F's that I talk about. And what the tool does is it helps you create awareness around how you're showing up in those 6 areas, and then gives you concrete action items so that you can go out and experience more abundance in those areas. So it's totally free. You know, I've been using the tool for a while, and it's just a part of the assessment feedback that I really enjoy. I enjoy getting feedback, getting information on how I'm showing up, because I know that once I humble myself to that feedback, because a lot of times I don't want to hear it, but once I humble myself to the feedback and I can look at it objectively, now I'm equipped with information that I can do something with. And that's what this tool does. It gives you information that you can go and shift your life with. So again, it's totally free. Go to MatthewBivens.com. It's right there on the homepage. Just scroll down a little bit and you can download it and go ahead and experience and create more abundance in your life. Yes, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to have it all, experience it all. All right, let's jump into the episode. This one it's funny. Sometimes episodes I have planned out in advance, and I know exactly what I'm going to say, and it's on my calendar, my content calendar. Other times they just hit me, and this is an example of one that just came to me. I want to talk about really what does it look like for you to create your ideal life now? What does it look like to do it now? Because it's so easy for us to make plans for what we want. For a lot of us, that's what we're taught. You know, like I've learned growing up and through my 20s, and that like you planning for things and setting a vision for things is responsible. That's what mature people do. You know, they plan, they figure out what they want to do with their career, they figure out the types of lives they want to live. They have vision boards and they write things down and they just set those intentions. And I've done that a lot in my life. You know, my wife and I, we've created vision boards. We don't have one right now. We're kind of in between it, but we've done that. We've done the vision board thing. You know, we had a plan for the type of birth that we wanted. When we were pregnant with Maya, we're like, this is the type of birth we want, and this is what we want to experience. We had a plan for that. And, you know, I plan out all sorts of things with business and projects and all of that. But I also realize that I tend to plan out when I will feel most happy or when I will feel most satisfied or when I'll feel settled. And what I recognized and what kind of inspired this episode is that I've been doing that with my home. You know, Sarah and I have lived in this home for about 4 years now, 4 or 5 years, and we've been renting. And so we've just continued to rent this space. It's been good enough for us. And that's kind of been my attitude about it. It doesn't have all the things that I want, but it's good enough. You know, I've desired more square footage. I've desired bigger rooms, bigger master bathroom. I've desired a different type of yard, a newer home. And because we are so intentional with making visions and plans for all that, I kind of have it exactly in my mind what that home will look like. And that created within me was this feeling that I'm not going to be fully content with my home situation until I was in that dream house, until I was in that house that would go on my vision board. And, I felt excited about that future house. I felt excited about visualizing it and planning out how I would use the space and where I'd put the furniture and what type of artwork I'd have on the walls. I would visualize what it would feel like to wake up every single day. Like, I used the tools and I used the practices that I had been taught and that I had watched other people use. I used that on this thing of my future house. But what I started to notice, and this kind of crept in and it happened a couple of cycles. I started to notice that I felt less and less satisfied with my current house because it wasn't the house that I was dreaming of. My current house started to feel too small, started to feel too old, too dirty, too far away. And it wasn't meeting the vision of the home that I had put all this energy into creating in my mind and living in my mind. And therefore, I was like allowing these feelings of whatever the opposite of gratitude is, whatever that is, ungratitude. I was allowing those feelings to come in and impact how I felt about my current home. And I really didn't realize that was going on until very recently. And the reason that this connects with the whole topic of what it looks like to create your ideal life now is because so many of us have this tendency of thinking my life will look and feel like my dream life when X, Y, and Z happen, when I have X, Y, and Z, when my career is in this place, when my family looks like this, when my spouse completes school, when my kids are a little bit older, when I have this much money coming in. It's always these things in the future. That's when I'm going to feel like I'm living into my ideal life. That's what I was doing with my home. Here's the thing. You can create your ideal life now with what you currently have, with the relationship you currently have, with the house you currently have, with the job you currently have. I really want you to ask yourself that question. What does it look like to create and experience my ideal life right now? So when you visualize yourself having whatever it is, whatever the ingredients are for your ideal life, what are they? How do you feel? How did you obtain them? How did you create them? What did you need to release in order to let those new things come into your life? What did you need to really tap into in order to manifest what you've wanted to create? All of the things that you're putting out there, I'm telling you, you have them within you. You just aren't tapping into them. Whether it's courage or boldness or vulnerability or honesty or strength or personal power or humility, all of those things are within you, but there's some sort of fear going on. There's some sort of story that you're repeating over and over that's telling you that you aren't ready, that you don't know enough, that you don't have enough, that you aren't smart enough, that you aren't strong enough, that the timing isn't right. And so we keep pushing that timeline for our ideal life out a little bit. Maybe it's a month away. Maybe it's 6 months. Maybe it's a couple of years away. Maybe it's when I finish this course. Maybe it's when I graduate and get this new degree. Maybe it's when my spouse lands the job that they've been going for. Whatever it is, we continue to push our ideal life out, away from us, with our thoughts, with our feelings, and ultimately with our behaviors. When we do that, we completely miss it. We completely miss it, that the beauty, the abundance, the loving, amazing life that you want can be had now. But it's up to decisions that you make. It's up to you looking at what you have and saying, okay, how can I show up authentically? What do I need to tap into? What skill set of my own do I need to tap into to be able to create that, to be able to experience it? And a lot of times, if thinking about this makes you feel anxious or nervous, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, that's exactly where you want to hone in on. Because your power lies on the other side of that discomfort, of those conversations that you know you should be having, but you aren't, of those actions that you know if you take them, it's going to improve your situation, it's going to make you feel better, it's going to help you create or access something, but you aren't doing it because you're afraid of what it takes. You're afraid of what it might feel like. So really think about it. What does it look like to create your ideal life right now? I was doing it with my home. Like I've been saying, I've been putting my ideal home out there. When I get enough money, then I'm going to be able to buy the home that has enough rooms, that has the proper amount of space, that has all the blah, 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 blah. And I'm great at justifying it. I'm great at making all of that make sense in my mind. But then there was a shift, and Sarah helped me to create this shift by saying, hey, what if we just rearranged things to work for us a little bit better? Because, we have this office, it's in a spare bedroom, and it's small, and we both can't work in there at the same time, and the floors aren't that great for recording. So why don't we shift and move our office into the larger den that's carpeted, that has enough space, that's separate from the house?
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
And I started to look at this as, you know what? This house is my ideal house because it's the house I'm in right now. It's the house that I attracted into my life. It's the house that I created. This is the situation that I created for myself. Yet I'm continuing to say, nope, this isn't the one I want. The one I want is really out there. Well, guess what? All of the things that I'm doing, all the ways that I'm aligning, all of the principles that I'm truly working with, all of the power that I'm accessing within myself has created this living situation. This is exactly what I have created. So if I'm saying, no, this isn't the ideal, I'm completely rejecting my creation. And if you're like me, you're doing the same thing. If there are aspects of your life that you're like, no, this isn't my ideal, you're completely rejecting your creation. Even if what you're experiencing right now is not fun. Even if it doesn't feel ideal, there's something in it for you in terms of growth opportunity, in terms of healing opportunity, in terms of opportunity for you to let go of an attachment. There's all sorts of opportunities that are right there in front of you that when you go in, when you tap into them, when you surrender, when you step up, whatever it might be, you are creating your ideal life right now. For whatever reason, remember, it's a personal thing. Like, this is unique to each of us. But what you have created for yourself in this moment is ideal because you have created it. So stop denying it. Stop saying that I will feel better when. That is a cycle that if you do not break, it will continue forever. It will go on and on and on. And year after year after year, you will continue to push your happiness out a little bit farther. You will continue to push your ideal living situation out a little bit farther. You will continue to push whatever it is that you want to experience out a little bit farther. And then you'll just be chasing it. And you'll be like me, getting excited about the thought of the thing, getting excited about the thought of the experience, completely missing that the experience to be had is the one you are having. The experience to tune into is the one that's around you when you look to your left and to your right. That's the one that you want to tap into because you have created it. I love this topic right now. I really do, because when you grasp it, it becomes incredibly profound. It does. It doesn't have you stop planning. You know, you don't automatically just say, okay, I'm done making plans for my life. I'm done creating a vision for what I want to experience. What it has you do is to stop and look around and take responsibility for what you have created. And then you can look at what you've created and say, okay, you know what? There's something in this for me. There's some learning here for me to have. There's some power for me to access right now. There's some gratitude for me to express. There's something in this right now because this is what I have created. And so when I was thinking about this episode before jumping on and hitting record, you know, I wanted to have something that for me, I know that I'm creating and experiencing my ideal life when I'm doing these things. Because that helps for me. If I know that if I'm doing these things in a day, or if I'm being this certain way in a day, then I know that I'm experiencing my ideal life right now. It's not out there. It's not a when this happens. No, it's happening right now. So what came to me are three things. And I challenge you. I put it out there. I'm not going to challenge you. I put it out there for you to meditate on what your three things are. For me, I know that I am experiencing and creating my ideal life when I'm expressing gratitude, when I'm being grateful for the things, for the people, for the experiences, for the abundance, for all of it that I have created and all of it that I'm experiencing. When I'm being grateful, I know that I'm creating my ideal life. I'm living my ideal life. The second is when I'm in creation mode, when I'm creating. For me, that looks like podcasting. It looks like what I'm doing right now. It looks like coming up with new ideas. It looks like creating products. It looks like fleshing out a speech or a workshop I'm going to deliver. It looks like coming up with a workout for my Tuesday class. It looks like a lot of different things. Creation mode for me is when I'm expressing my imagination, when I'm putting it out there, when I have an idea and I give birth to it. When I'm doing that, I know that I'm creating my ideal life. And service. You know, service to me is very important. I really get a lot about serving others and being of service to others and holding the space for others. And so for me, when I'm doing that, when I'm being that person, I am experiencing my ideal life. So those three things for me: gratitude, creation, and service. What are yours? What does it look like for you to create your ideal life? And what are three things that you know, if you're doing them on a daily basis, you're experiencing your ideal life? I would love to hear them. First of all, I just would love for you to think about them. Really think about them. You know, put them down on paper. Put them in your phone, whatever it is. But just think about how you would answer that question and what those three things are. Then if you feel inspired, share them with me. I would love to hear what it looks like for you to create your ideal life right now. Right now, not tomorrow, right now. Because even if you're listening to this at midnight, because I'm going to publish this It's midnight right now on Monday. I'm going to publish this as soon as I'm done. So if you're listening to this right after I publish, there's something you can be doing after this episode is complete to create your ideal life right now. There's always something you could be doing. I can't wait to hear what it is for you. Please reach out to me, mattcbivens@gmail.com, or go to my website, matthewbivens.com, contact form, select that drop down, and just boom, throw your message in there and let me know, because I get inspired when I hear from you. When I hear your ideas, it makes me think, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? Maybe that's a little bit more aligned for me. Okay, I might grab that one. So share with me. I love it. And really think about, what does it look like for you to create your ideal life now? It's all in the moment. It's all now. I love listening to Eckhart Tolle because he's all about the power of now, right? And if these ideas are hard to connect with, that's okay. That's okay. Go and Google some other content around appreciating the present moment. Go read Eckhart Tolle. Go listen to some of his speeches, because this stuff is important. Like I said, when you grasp this, when you get it, a lot of things can change. A lot of things can change. However, if you miss it, then you're going to just continue to be in that treadmill that I've been on, that you've been on, constantly pushing your ideal life out into the future. It's somewhere else. It's not right now because X, Y, and Z are happening. It's out there. Once X, Y, and Z are done, then I'm going to feel like I'm living into what I really want to live into in my life. Of course, there are things we would like to experience. Of course, there are people we would like to create and attract to us. Of course, there are homes we would like to be able to live in and all of that stuff. Of course. But your ideal life, the creation and all those beautiful things about life, they don't have to be out there. They don't have to be at the end of some sort of list of things that you have to accomplish or complete or do or perform or turn into. That's the big message. That's the big takeaway. So, all right. I'm complete. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate you. I love you. I am inspired by you all the time. Absolutely. Because you are doing it. You are being it. You are loving on yourself. Yes. My name is Matthew Bivens, and here is to you having it all. Quick note about the Having It All podcast. I am not a doctor nor a licensed therapist. I'm a guy with a story and a passion for conscious conversation. My thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are my own. So please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider regarding any questions or issues you have related to your personal, physical, or mental health.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.